Popcorn World. Popcorn World.
Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this move in a bag of a can. You can make it rhyme and groove and the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world.
Now it's time for Believe in the ACC with our starting lineup. From Florida State, number 17, Charlie Ward. From Morehead State University, number 50, Lloyd Span. And from Murray State University, number 2, Kendrick Haskett. Getting ready for the best sports show about the ACC in all the land. Believe in the ACC starts now.
That ain't it.
I'm close though.
No.
I envision a world where we have a whistle contest on our podcast tour. It's coming.
You don't scare me.
No, we wouldn't compete. The people, the fans, our supporters will be the whistlers. They'll come on stage and whistle it and see if they can get it right. They probably won't, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see how close people get. That is the great Kendrick Haskins right there. This is Lloyd Spence. This is Believe in the ACC. And it's different from the other podcast that's coming in a few weeks, Pressing the Pros, only because of the name. The fun is still the same.
And the content's a little different.
The content is going to be different. We're going to be talking more ACC everything. But we're here. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a real good time. No Charlie Ward today because he is traveling, I believe. I think he's doing something. But he did send in his picks, so we'll be able to give you his picks today. And we just, like I said, we got a lot to talk about. It was an interesting week in the ACC. It was an interesting week in college sports, period, last week, because a lot of people got shell-shocked. Like some of these quote-unquote mid-majors and Group of Five, as we like to label them, they came to kick some ass. They actually came to
Hey, South Florida is no joke.
South Florida, if you scheduled them on your schedule this year, pack a lunch. Because they're coming, man. They come.
Miami, beware.
It's not going to be the cakewalk you thought it was. And let me just start the show off this way, because this is the right way to start the show off. Shout out to my brother, Kendrick Haskins, because he said for 2 weeks straight, hey, man, I'm a little concerned about that James Madison game. That might not go as smooth as Louisville thinks it's going to go. You still there? You still there with me, brother? I'm giving you your props. Make sure you can hear me.
Live broadcasts.
Yes, it is. It is always a good time. But I want to give my man Kendrick Haskins a shout out because he said that James Madison game wasn't going to go like y'all thought it was going to go. It wasn't going to be the blowout that everybody thought it was going to be. And it was not. Louisville had to fight like the Dickens to win that game.
There you are.
Are you? He said that. That is wild. Okay. I was giving Kendrick props, so y'all, go back in the chat later on and tell him I was really celebrating.
I don't believe you.
I was, because I was saying you predicted that James Madison game wasn't going to be a cakewalk for Louisville.
Yeah.
So, we're going over the scores. I'm sorry, I should have said that first, but we're going over the scores from week 2. But in the first half, you can make a more than solid case that James Madison might have been the better team on the field.
They came to play. They came more aggressive. Felt like Louisville was kind of going through the motions in that first half.
100%.
And really most of the game. The defense, you got to give U of L's defense a lot of credit because
yes,
if they didn't show up, they were going to get blown out.
100%.
Moving the ball. But
yeah,
the offense, the defense got a touchdown. The offense got the 2 big plays, and all is well in Louisville.
Yes. And listen, Isaac Brown is quietly but consistently just quietly going about his business, but building a more than solid Heisman campaign. More than solid.
And if you ever saw him in person, you'd be stunned by how small he is. He's not a big guy. He's strong.
He's not a big guy. Man.
If he gets a step on you, it's curtains.
Woo, foot in the dirt, gone.
Yes.
Gone. And but he had some interesting competition, and I know the game was. We don't normally do a show on Friday for our Believe in the ACC family. Y'all know we normally release the show on Thursday, but due to circumstances beyond our control, we had to move the show to Friday today, which is another reason why Charlie's not here. And so we got a chance to see the Thursday night game last night. Mm-hmm. And I know we would normally talk about it next week, but I kind of want to stay in real time here.
As well.
Shout out to NC State and Hollywood. NC State has gone Hollywood.
Hollywood Smothers.
Woo! First of all, can you do much better than that? That's a solid name.
That is a solid name.
Because you get Jelly and you get Hollywood. That's the best of both worlds.
But he was running like a man possessed last night, and I felt like he wore down that Wake Forest front seven in that fourth quarter.
Which is wild to say that a team was worn down because of the running game, but it was. That is a great assessment. By the time the end of the game came for them, or the fourth quarter came, they had nothing left, not on offense or defense. It felt like the quarterback was just like, I just want to go home. Like he was throwing the ball, he was throwing it in the dirt, he was throwing it in the missing guys on the sideline. He was just over it. He was over it. So, go ahead.
They looked like in the second half. They looked like the Wake Forest of their first game.
Yes, they did. But I do want to give credit to CJ Bailey. CJ Bailey was pretty good yesterday.
CJ Bailey. NC State should be better than they are, even though they're a perfect 3-0, but it's a weird 3-0. I think they're going to be there at the end because you got a good quarterback and good running back combination right there. They can win you some games.
Well, that brings us to what our question of the day is today, which is who really is the best in the ACC so far? And the reason why we're asking that question is I don't know if our thoughts of who the best were. This actually got started by a question that Charlie asked us in the group chat. Our group chat is amazing. So Charlie asked a question like, who are the best teams in the ACC? Who are the top 4 teams? And I don't know. I honestly don't have an answer. And as we go through, go ahead.
It's too early to tell.
It's too early to tell. And I think the predictions we may find very quickly that these predictions are not quite as accurate as we thought they were. For example, I thought Duke was better than they were. Turns out they are not. Illinois took care of business last week.
Especially in the Duke was in the game in the first half.
They were in the game in the first half.
Illinois.
Man. Illinois said, let's remind them because clearly they've forgotten.
There
are levels to this.
The Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast, my friend. A solid 45-19 thumping by Illinois. This is why we thought NC State is a little better, but maybe not so much as what we thought. Right now, they're giving up a lot of points.
Right. That's going to be their downfall if they don't fix the defense.
I 100% agree. And they got to figure that out relatively quickly, because I think their schedule plays out to where it gets a lot more tougher than Wake Forest and Virginia.
And
Virginia,
they gave up 24 points in the first half to Wake Forest.
Yeah.
So as much as we're enthralled with C.J. Bailey and Hollywood, that defense gave up 24 first half points to a Wake Forest team that's not firepower on offense.
Well, and it seems to be a pattern because they gave up 24 points in the first half to Virginia. So there's a pattern that has developed.
Yeah. They wake up in the second half apparently. The defense,
right.
Or, which is more likely the scenario, they run the ball more and they keep their defense off the field.
Well, and I think that's their formula. They're gonna have to run. I don't really know how good CJ Bailey is. He was pretty good yesterday, but I don't really know how good he is.
He does have a bad habit of keeping the ball out there when he's running.
And I think that against better team is going to come back to haunt him. But
He's going to have a fumble this season.
But first 3 games, can't argue with him what he did. It was pretty solid. So Pittsburgh, Central Michigan, no real surprise here. Although MAC teams will catch you off guard if you're not.
Usually, but so far this year they haven't.
They haven't this year. So far, it's been good. Now, a team that did get caught off guard was Syracuse. Syracuse was under the impression that the old UConn team was showing up on the game. And UConn in that first half was like, we plan on winning this. What y'all going to do? They were up 17-3. I'm sorry, 17-6 going into the fourth quarter. And everybody was like, UConn? Really? UConn?
Yeah, well, I was kind of like, Syracuse.
Well, that's also true. But Syracuse usually plays better than that at home.
Better at home, that's just true.
And they did not show up until sometime in the fourth quarter. And their coach let them know that by the end of the game because he had them at the end of the game running 20-yard wind sprints. And I was like, wow, that's some gangster stuff right there.
He's kind of a look-at-me Louie type of dude, though. He's talking about after losses, he doesn't take a shower until they win.
Yeah, he's weird. He's a weird dude. We love him, but he's a weird dude.
He likes a microphone.
Well, and it wasn't lost on me that the wind sprints were filmed.
Right.
So I think what that was for the embarrassment factor. You embarrass me, so now I'm going to embarrass you kind of thing.
The funniest comment I heard about that, because I'm an avid Levitar listener. Billy Gill on there. He's like, somebody was out there running like, not doing this next year, not doing this next year. True.
Shout out to the transfer portal and NIL, because at least 3 players was like, I just got to finish the season.
Yep.
At least, yeah. But Steve Angeli, the quarterback there, he threw for 416 yards on 34 of 54 attempts. That's a lot of passing. That's not a winning formula.
Against UConn.
Yeah. And the most telling number.
They had to come back, so that's part of it.
Yeah, they had to come back. And the most telling number was the 47 total rushing yards.
Yeah, that does not scream balance.
Yeah, it's something's way off. Well, actually, I said the most telling number was the 47 total rush yards. The most telling number might have been Steve Angeli, who I guess is supposed to be a dual threat quarterback. He was negative 32 yards. So I was, which eliminated whatever yardage they had.
Yeah.
That's why they end up with the 47. But it was a weird stat line. That was a very weird stat line.
Still, even if say he rushes for 0 yards, it's still under 80 yards rushing.
It's still under 80 yards rushing. It was not a good day. It was not a good day. This game was interesting as well, and I would say the ACC took a significant step back on Saturday because of 2 games, and this is one of those games. Troy, and first of all, shout out to Troy, because they announced the week before we're not bad. Yeah. Now, we may not win a lot of games this year, but you're going to know we were on the field. And for a half, Troy was like, we here. I don't know why y'all thought we wasn't going to be here just because we came to y'all to play and we going to receive this check y'all giving us. We still going to play. And it was 16-3 going into the half. And Clemson couldn't do anything.
Troy's one of those smaller schools who could be good. Somebody need to answer the phone.
Probably. That's usually how it works here. My apologies. There's a phone ring.
I was trying to let it go, but it just kept ringing. I'm like, they're not answering. Hang up.
We're not answering. What are you doing? Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
But back to what I was saying, because where Troy's location is in Alabama, they have a good recruiting front. They're like, Alabama's going after the elite of the elite.
Right.
So the second tier player in the state of Alabama is a pretty good player. So they have a recruiting base in Alabama. So I think Troy's one of those teams. They're not going to be good every year, but they can have years where they step up and they shock some people.
And I think this might be that year. And here's one of the most telling things. Now, Clemson was able to find some semblance of a running game this weekend with Adam Randall, but it's, again, keep in mind, it's Troy, so we're not going to get like crazy on it. He rushed for 112 yards. But the telling stat might be Cade Klubnik, 18 for 24, 196 yards. You can't win if Cade Klubnik is not more than that. Yeah, you can't win if Cade Klubnik is not for that. And here's a guy who a lot of people were saying at the beginning of the season, he's a clear-cut Heisman candidate. He could be a top 5 in the draft kind of situation. All these things. I stand on the mountain alone, and I've said all along, he's okay. He's okay. He's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I've defended Klubnik on this show, and I'm not Heisman Trophy #1 pick on him, but
right.
I will highlight that they don't have a running game.
And I'm not sure they have receivers. If we're being honest,
he doesn't have all that much around him.
That's it. And so it may be a combination of it all. It may be that there's nothing there really. That we've grossly overestimated what they are offensively, and also he's just okay. Like he doesn't have a lot of the other stuff that you need to push into title contention. So we'll see. The jury is still out, but it's interesting to me that 2 teams have gone into Clemson and they were not intimidated by Clemson at all. And I don't mean just the team. I'm talking about the entire experience. Did not matter to them. And one pulled off the upset and the other one almost did. So, and we're only 2 games in. So keep your eye on that. It may bear out as the season continues to unfold. Also, for like a half a second, for like a couple of minutes, Gardenwell was like, yeah. And Haynes King went out. So Gardenwell was like, yeah. But what was interesting was the backup was pretty good. The backup was actually.
It's also Gardner Webb.
It was, but bro, the backup threw for 373. Haynes ain't never threw for 373 that I can remember.
Because Haynes runs half the time.
Very true. Now, Haynes will run for 150.
Yeah.
He'll run for 150. But the backup can throw. Aaron Philo, I think is his name. He's pretty good. He was solid. I was like, why he ain't starting? But I get it. Hayes been there forever, so they try to show a little bit of loyalty. But their best thrower of the football might be on the bench. So, but yeah, they took care of Garden Webb. But like for a half a second, you was like, "Ooh, Garden Webb," and then it just the wheels came completely off. Hercules. Bethune-Cookman, Miami. Nothing here to see, people. The U is back. Shout out to the U. They are back.
We'll see.
My favorite thing to do yearly is to announce that the U is back, only for them to show us all that they're not. And so this is your official the U is back announcement. We'll see what happens this weekend.
I will say, though, that this year they look closer to being that because they have weapons on offense. They got a dude on defense, Bain, that dude. I can't believe that dude's still in college for one. But that dude is. Yes,
you can. We saw Elliot Perry stay in college for 15 years.
Yeah, but he's he's an early round draft pick, and he's a monster. I'm a big fan.
That's the part right there. But now you can make as much in college as you maybe would make if you're a third or fourth round pick. So
he's not a third or fourth round pick though.
Well, that's true. I don't know what his thing is, but I don't know what he's hearing. That's the thing I'm saying. Maybe he's hearing something different than what we think he is. I think he's a first round pick, personally.
Yeah. I think it's a thing of where if he goes out and shows out, he goes earlier this year than he would have last year.
I agree. Shout out to Bill Belichick. He got win number 1. Now, is it concerning that they only put up 20 points against Charlotte? A little.
It's a road environment.
Well, it's an around the corner environment. Like, it's not like they had to go
probably
far.
More Tar Heel fans there than Charlotte fans.
100%. There were, matter of fact, there were probably more Patriot fans there than
I don't know. They on the outs right now.
What is that about? Can we just pause for a second? Bill said the Patriots aren't welcome here. Fam, you gotta let that go.
He said because he's not welcome there, but he was at Tom Brady's thing.
They literally just announced they're gonna build a statue for him. They literally just announced that like a week and a half ago. Bill, calm down. I'm starting to think, Bill, there's a touch of senility that's setting in with Bill right now.
A touch of Jordan setting in right now.
That could be that too. This didn't surprise me at all because I think Vanderbilt is going to do what they did last year. So your favorite team, if you're in the SEC, is on upset alert right now. Vandy did Vandy things, new Vandy things. By the way, enjoy this Vanderbilt because this coach is probably done after this year.
I don't know. Because the thing is, if you watch that SEC show on Netflix, that dude is from Nashville, grew up a Vanderbilt fan.
Wow.
Those do exist. And so he went there. He played there, I think.
Yeah.
So
I want him to stay. I want him to stay forever, be a lifer, and turn them into a powerhouse.
And if you think about it, Nashville's a good recruiting base, and so
100%.
And as long as they have their quarterback being able to come back again this season is the difference between night and day for them because he's a leader on that team. So having him back, his name is escaping me right now. This is what you have. What happens when you have two 50-year-old men doing TV shows?
No question.
But he's the real deal though, and so
Diego Pavia. Diego Pavia is who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the leader of that team, and him coming back makes all the difference. So Vanderbilt, they're going to be scary in the SEC.
Here's what's interesting about him. He is
30.
The college version. He is 30. He is the college version. He's the college version of Troy Aikman. He's not going to throw the ball a lot, but what he does, it's way effective. It's like He makes the right read, he gets him in and out of the play call quickly and effectively. The offense has great rhythm and timing. The run game is balanced. They got like 2 or 3 dudes, including himself, who can run the ball. I'm just saying, they're not going to win the SEC, but they're going to make it wildly uncomfortable for a few teams, just like they did last year.
And they're going to give a few teams in the SEC losses that they
100%
ordinarily wouldn't have expected when they played Vanderbilt.
100%. This was actually a very entertaining game.
Shockingly,
because I didn't have a lot of stock in either team, but they were really right. Nothing has changed, by the way. Nothing has changed in that respect. It started out with Michigan State scoring and getting the only score in the first quarter. Then Boston College went wild in the second quarter and scored 21 points and held Michigan at only 1 touchdown. And then they couldn't score again. They never saw the end zone touchdown again. That was the end of that. And Michigan State was able to hold them off and get to the overtime. So it was a weird back and forth game, but it was more forth and back toward the end. And Boston College tried to hold on and just couldn't. It just got really difficult.
You do have to feel good about going out on the road, Big Ten school, another Power 5 school.
Yeah.
Holding your own, putting up 40 points against them. And it gives you confidence going forward in the ACC.
Yeah. We'd like to thank East Texas A&M for their contribution this year, playing the UConn role and giving ACC teams quality numbers. Well, not quality. I mean,
like
giving
Charlie,
them a win.
Like Charlie calls them, it's a stat game.
It's a stat game. And Florida State put up some very nice stats. 77 points is a good day. It's a day where everybody gets to play and everybody walks out feeling good and confident. I will just simply say we still don't know how good Florida State is. We'll find out.
Yeah.
And may find out fairly quickly. So here we go. This was a shocker. I
wasn't shocked because I would have been shocked if it was a blowout. This is a rivalry game.
It is a rivalry game.
And so I thought SMU would win, but I knew that if that was going to come down to the end of the game.
I say shock for this reason. On paper, I thought, and now keep in mind there are a lot of unknowns about Baylor this year, but on paper, I thought SMU was the better team. And at the start of the game, the defense did well in the first quarter, pitched a shutout that first quarter, and then the rest of the game, it just kind of got weird, man. Baylor, shout out to Sawyer Robertson, the quarterback for Baylor, who threw for like 440 yards and 4 touchdowns. He went wild. And he had help. Bryson, I think it's Bryson Washington, I think is the name of the running back. He had 115 yards rushing and a couple of tutties. Like, they really played really, really well and they just made it wildly uncomfortable for SMU, and SMU could not keep them from out the end zone from the second quarter on. And
SMU's defense got picked apart, especially in the second half of that game, and it became a shootout. And SMU is offensively, they can put up a bunch of points. So,
they can.
So I think they kind of think they can win shootouts. I think they just lost one.
Are you concerned about SMU now, as you are about Clemson, in that maybe the defense isn't as strong as we thought it was, and maybe the offense, like you said, can't outscore everybody? Now, keep in mind, Baylor had to score 48 points to beat them. So that perspective maybe makes it a little more comfortable for us to believe in SMU. But
I've got more faith in SMU right now than I do Clemson.
I agree. Because I think Kevin Jennings is for real. He put up 295. He did have an interception, but he threw for 3 touchdowns also. Like, I think he's the real deal. But that defense got to tighten up.
Yeah.
Like, quickly. Because, 48, that's a lot, bro. That's 2 games worth of scores. So, This is why Wake Forest thought they could win this game last night. Because they dusted off Western Carolina, somehow found 42 points from somewhere. Who knew they were capable of that? But they did it.
Carried over to the first half of that game last night.
They might want to save some of these points and spread them out throughout the season. Like, don't spend them all in one game. Yeah. We also would like to thank Texas Southern for their contribution to the ACC overall win total, and California was the benefactor of that. This is no surprise at all. Stanford, I just think Stanford is
the only surprise,
not good.
The only surprise to me is that's all it was.
Right. You would have thought this would have been more. That's a great point.
I thought BYU would beat them worse than they did. So, I mean,
yeah.
Shout out to Stanford for only getting beat by 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
Yeah.
I thought it would be worse. I mean, I thought that was going to be worse.
Yeah. And I believe in the ACC games, this was an interesting game. Oklahoma's defense is better than I thought it was.
Their quarterback
and the quarterback, and there you go. And the quarterback is better than I thought he was. Like, he's a solid player. He was actually better than Underwood for sure. Mm-hmm. Underwood is a work in progress. So Michigan fans got to calm all the way down.
He's a freshman. I mean,
he's a freshman. I think he's a true freshman, right? If I'm not mistaken, yeah. So it's gonna take some time, but I see the potential with him. I can at least say I see the potential.
If anything, you came away confident about what's down the road.
Yeah,
this is a road game at an SEC school, and it's still Brent Venables' defense. And so, and Venables tears up freshman quarterbacks. And so, if I'm Michigan, I'm upset that I lost, but I'm excited about what the future holds with their young quarterback.
And by the way, shout out to the running back Haynes for Michigan. He just needs a little bit of help. If you give that kid some help, he'll be fine. But I like what he brings to their team. And so the components are there, Michigan fans. Just calm down. You just won a national championship. Calm down. Jesus. Well. Technically.
Yeah.
Technically. But yes, I also acknowledge your truth. The other BLEAV the ACC games, this was a weird game all the way around. And we have not been on the air since it happened. So we apologize if this is us coming with this information later than normal, but we just haven't been here. This was a weird game.
It was a weird game.
And so instead of dealing with the game, let's deal with the aftermath. Are you satisfied with the punishment of Jalen Carter?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. They went ahead and just, since he didn't play it down in that game, they counted that as his 1-game suspension.
Right.
And he got fined. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I would have wished the fine was more, and I wish there was at least one more game. Only because last weekend there was another spitting incident. I can't remember the school, but there was a college, Florida. Yeah, there was another spitting incident, which is what we don't want, which is why I think you got to hammer down when it happens on a professional level like that. You got to hammer down and send the message so it resonates all the way down. And I don't think this did. Because they said they fined him $57,000, which was a game check. But we looked up his numbers of what he makes, and I'm like, that don't sound like a game check.
No, it's not.
Like, yeah, that's not a game check. So I don't know how they got to the $57,000 number, but
I guess they may be figuring the game check might be figuring in with the suspension, a 1-game suspension, because he won't get paid for that 1-game suspension.
So maybe it's the combination of something. Yeah, I don't know. It was a weird number to me, but anyway, nevertheless, we'll see if he can. And by the way, I mentioned this on another show, but Jalen Carter is going to have the longest year of his life. I don't know if he's aware of that yet, but every team's going to bait him now. Every single team. They're going to talk trash. They're going to get in his face. They're going to try to, because if you got a short fuse, and I'm looking at you and Dominican Sue, and I'm looking at you at what's the other legendary short fuse guy? There was one. We were talking about him just the other day. It'll come to me. Again, 250-year-old men. Deal with it. When you have a short fuse, that's what people do. They're going to try. Draymond Green, great example. Yeah. When you have a short fuse, people are going to try to bait you. That's how it works. So Jalen better grow up real fast, or it's going to be a long, long season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what'd you think about this game? Chiefs Chargers. What did you think about that?
I didn't get to see that much of the game because it was on a Friday night.
Right.
High school football and Louisville playing that night, and so I've seen clips. I wasn't surprised because my coworker's a big Chargers fan, and I had more faith in his team than he did because my thinking is this Chiefs team with Rashid out. This is the same team they had last year that was not explosive, that got lucky a bunch to win games last year. That's not going to continue.
No.
And the Chargers are a good team. They're a better team than they were last year. Herbert's got another year under his belt. I told him, I was like, yeah, the Chargers going to win that game. And they went there and they did. I'm really and truly, now with Worthy out, I don't see how the Chiefs beat the Eagles this week.
Let me say this. Andy Reid has been wildly creative in his career. And we have all counted the Chiefs out at various times through this run. But he's not a magician.
Right.
And I don't know how you manufacture runs when you don't have any players. No Worthy, no Rashee Rice. Hollywood Brown is not a possession receiver. He's a take the top off guy. And he's not good at that yet. And then Travis Kelce is old.
Yeah. You mean you're going to be relying on Schuster this week.
Right. And how's that worked out for you?
I mean, if he can draw back some of his Pittsburgh days, then maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And so, what they need to get Pacheco going. I think they need to lean more on the running game and going into this week. And
I think they're going to go two back and try to throw them out and throw little bubble screens, and they're going to try to get creative. It's going to be a very creative game plan, but you can only do so much without the players. You can only do so much. Yeah. So I agree with you. I think the Eagles might take this one relatively easy. Mm-hmm. By the way, they will have Jalen Carter back. So an angry Jalen Carter ready to prove something. So that doesn't feel like a recipe for success for them.
Jalen Carter is another one of those like Dallas could have drafted and they didn't.
Listen. Shout out to the Cowboys for making all the right decisions. The Commanders and Giants. I've been asked by anyone that can ask me what were my thoughts in the game, and you know what my thoughts. You know what my thoughts are. Thank God they didn't put Jackson Dart in. I don't listen. I need to be very clear about where I am as a fan. We finally have done some of the right things. We finally think we have our quarterback. I think we have our guy. I think we found our Micah Parsons, and unlike some teams, we're not letting ours go, ever. He will die in that Giants uniform. That is facts. He will be buried in that Giants uniform. Now, Malik Neighbors, we got to figure out a way to get him happier, because that could be a problem.
He will not be buried in that Giants
uniform. He may not. Listen, we have to figure out how to make him happy, right? But and by the way, the defense actually played well. They played pretty well, but but Russell can't be on the field doing nothing. And by the way, I'm not one of those that's going to give Russell the pass of, well, they just weren't blocking. There were blocking issues for sure. But also, fam, you got to let the ball go. If you know your offensive line is okay, you got to let the ball go in the smaller windows. And I think Russell has become gun shy. And he's hearing the footsteps, and now everything is. And let me say this. Last night, watching the Commanders, I understand. Because there were times Jaden Daniels last night was hearing the footsteps. And maybe there were footsteps. Because Micah Parsons and that Packers defense was teeing off on him. Mm-hmm. So he let the ball go faster. But also, He was throwing some darts last night, and he wasn't holding the ball. You can't hold the ball for 2 seconds or 3 seconds. You ain't got 3 seconds. Find the guy, find the window, get the ball to him. Let's move on. Let's move down the field. And so Russell got to figure it out. That's the bottom line. Or he's going to be on the bench by the next week. Because I think, if I'm being honest, this might be his last week to play if he don't pull it together.
I think it's probably going to be his last week. And they did
Might be his last half.
Well, Dallas's defensive back is out again, and so again,
that might be our only saving grace. That we might be able to get some passes down the field.
But the thing, and you talk about the quick passing game. At the same time, though, the receivers got to get open. You can't just throw it, drop back, and throw it. They got to.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Can catch it, and who's open. And
that's true.
I think the receivers got to. They play a role in not getting open for him too. But
that's
Russell
true.
Is a down the field guy, so I mean,
and he's floating it every time. He's floating it. It's just sailing in the air like on the wings of love kind of thing. Like
he calls it a moon ball. I mean, he's always thrown that. It's always So I mean, that's just what you have right now. Yeah.
Before we go on, one of our BLEAV in the ACC games, thank God, was this game. First of all, I don't know if you can. I'd be hard-pressed to find a better game that's going to take place this year. I'm sure there may be one, but what a game. What a game. But also, Ravens. We came to a conclusion this week, and I want to hear your thoughts on what I'm about to say. First of all, this is an organizational problem. Anybody trying to blame Derek or Lamar, it's bigger than that. The Ravens have to stop playing to lose at the end of games with leads. They have to stop doing that. They have to learn. One of the things I love about Dan Campbell is that when Dan Campbell knocks you down, he doesn't look at this as boxing and wait for the referee to count you out. He looks at this as MMA. I'm going to pound you until you submit, and then they're going to have to force me off of you. That's what the Ravens are going to have to do. There was no reason whatsoever, once he missed that extra point at the end of that game, there was no reason whatsoever to give him that ball back. You've got Derrick Henry, you've got Lamar Jackson. Surely that's enough to get 10 yards. Surely
it's enough to go for it on 4th and 3.
That's all I'm saying.
Once they punted that ball, that game was over.
It was over, and everybody knew it.
Yep.
Everybody knew it.
Have to go for 4th and 3 on it, but that's conservative Harbaugh. He's been like that, and they did pull up the stat. He on 4th down, he goes for it for the least in the league. And I'm like, you got Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and those tight ends, all these weapons on offense, and you scared to go for it on 4th down?
3 yards. You needed 3 yards.
And that's their problem. They get the lead, and they get so conservative. Like you said, they play not to lose instead of playing to win, and they lose every time. At some point, when do you learn the lesson? Because this is not a one-off. They've been doing this for years now. I mean, you go back a couple of years ago when they lost to Miami. At Miami, it was the same deal. And it's been like that over and over again. I get tired of the lazy analysis of blaming Lamar. If Lamar's not turning the ball over in those situations, you can't blame Lamar. And
right.
So they get so conservative, and you set yourself up for things like a random Derrick Henry fumble because you're playing conservative, you're playing not to lose. You got to go out there, you got to stay aggressive the whole game, and they do not do that. They get to the 4th quarter with a lead because I guarantee you there's not a team in the league that scores more points than them in the first 3 quarters.
Without question. Without question.
And it's like
1 and 8.
They get to the 4th quarter, and it's just like, let's just hold on. Let's just hold on and hope we get out of here.
1 and 8 in one possession games over the last few years. It's unbelievable. It really, and it's organizational. It's not players. It's organizational. Now you're saying, but the players got to execute. I agree. But if you're instilling fear in them by your play calling, guess what's going to happen? It's going to produce fear. Mm-hmm. They're going to make a mistake because they're antsy. They're anxious. You got to change the culture of what it means to close in a Raven uniform, because here's the reality, and we'll end with this. For 57 minutes, that wasn't the best team on the field. That was the best team in the league. And if they play like they played for 60 minutes, the way they played for 57, no one is beating them.
No
one is beating that team.
No, I made that post. I was like, I can't see anybody beating Baltimore unless they turn the ball over. What they do, they turn the ball over and they lost.
Well, again, our group chat is amazing because he said that the group chat, and when they scored and went up 40, I said, they're going to have to score again. And sure enough. But anyway, okay, so due to circumstances far beyond our control, and we're getting used to our new normal here, we're hitting the reset button on our picks. So we have Charlie's picks, and let me pull those out so I can alert you all of what he has chosen for this week. And then we will make our picks as well. And we'll start from here going forward. So week 3 is upon us. We all picked last night the NC State Wake Forest game. Charlie and I picked Wake Forest. Kendrick picked NC State. So Kendrick is up 1-0 already. So there you go. Tonight, Colgate and Syracuse.
Come on.
I really don't know which way I want to go with this.
Yes,
I'm going to go Syracuse, but am I confident in that pick?
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. Only because of the wind sprints. And I think the message has been received. The message has been received. Now, Haynes King or not.
Sneaky good game.
Haynes King or not, I am not confident in Clemson's first road game. I'm not.
I'm not either.
I'm not.
Do we know if Haynes is playing or not? Do we know yet?
You keep talking and I'll start looking.
As I think that's going to make a difference, even though this backup quarterback, if he can come in there and throw the ball all around the yard, which I still think if it's not Haynes King, I'm gonna have to go with Clemson because Clemson's defense is still going to be there against a young quarterback with not a whole lot of experience, and so if it's Haynes King, I give Georgia Tech a fighter's chance, a puncher's chance, but I'm going Clemson regardless. Even though I don't feel very confident in them going on the road after the way they played their first two home games.
Okay, so Haynes King appears to be playing.
Okay.
It looks like all signs are pointing that he is playing. He was not on the injury, and there's a mandatory injury. I don't know if you guys are aware, but there's a mandatory injury report thing now in the ACC. It has to be given out, I think, on Thursday. So, yeah. So he was not on the injury report. So it appears he's trending in the right direction to play. Charlie picked Georgia Tech. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'm going to join him because I just don't know if Clemson travels well yet. And it's early. That's the thing. It's early. So if you go catch them slipping, this is the game. So what's going to happen if Clemson goes 1-2? Oh my God. Oh my God.
There's that part too. That's why I'm leaning towards Clemson. I think that I'm leaning towards the Clemson defense in this one. But
I think I agree with you that it won't be a blowout for sure.
I can understand you all going with Georgia Tech though.
Yeah, this is a tricky game. This is a tricky game. So anyway, Virginia, they should beat William and Mary.
They'll be fine.
They should be fine. Okay. The backyard brawl is this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Go outside. Meet me outside. Meet me outside. Remember that back in the day? Meet me outside. That's what Pitt and West Virginia are doing this weekend. I have not seen West Virginia play out. Full disclosure, I don't know anything about their squad.
Oh, we know their fans are going to be throwing batteries at the.
They are absolutely going to be throwing batteries. I think Eli Holston is the most experienced quarterback they're going to be playing. I think they've got a lot of continuity. They're playing well. I'm going to take Pitt in this one. but it's always close, and there's always something unexpected. So, this could go either way for sure.
I'm going with the home team.
Okay, Charlie went with West Virginia as well. So I'm going to go the opposite on that, see what happens here. Richmond and North Carolina. North Carolina should win.
They should win. I'll go
but
Carolina.
Lying if I said there weren't concerns. We all went North Carolina on that one. Here's one that just get ready for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you saw any of the South Florida game, you realize South Florida can ball.
They ain't scared.
They ain't scared. And they're not going to be scared this weekend. Because this is essentially a home game. Like, this is not, there'll be some South Florida people in the stands. Because Miami people don't come to the games.
They were at the Notre Dame game.
They were at the Notre Dame game. And by the way, let me just say this. If I lived in Miami, not 100% sure if I wasn't working, I'd go to the games. It's Miami. What are we talking about right now? A lot of great things to do in Miami. Yeah. So I get it. Miami. I understand why you're not showing up.
And the stadium is not close to campus. So there's that.
Yeah, it's not close to campus. It's a distance. So, there's not a lot of incentive other than if I'm working. That's different. Oh man.
It's a tough one.
Charlie picked Miami, and I'm sure he did it begrudgingly because,
Yeah. That's a tough one because, South Florida's already shown that they can go on the road and win a big game in a hostile environment just last week. And they blew out Boise State to start the season. Who's had a better start to the season than South Florida? Nobody.
They are trending to a Group 5 bid quickly, and this game would accelerate that tremendously. I'm going to say this. First of all, you said in a hostile environment. I don't know. I'm not sure this qualifies as a hostile environment.
It'll be hostile.
We'll see. I think the South Florida people are going to be there because I think they see a team that's moving in the right direction.
How big is the South Florida fan base? You talk about Miami. It's a lot to do in Tampa too to keep you from going to Miami.
Also true. Also true. Also very true. Oh man, I'm really torn on this one. The numbers say it's Miami, but the momentum says it's South Florida. So I don't know which way to go. I'm
waffling back and forth. I think I'm going to go with Miami just because I'm like, that is a hard stretch to go 3-0. And I think even if you ask the coaches if in an honest moment, what would be the ideal situation in their first 3 games, they would say 2-1. So,
I would say the ACC needs Miami to win this game.
Yeah.
Badly. They cannot. The ACC as a whole can't. They can't have them losing to South Florida. Having said that.
Well, the SEC did, but the SEC be losing non-conference games all the time.
All the time. But they're the best, though. Charlie picked Miami. I said that. You know what? I'll take the risk. Give me South Florida in the upset on the road once again. I'm probably gonna lose that. One of those upsets I'm gonna lose. It's either gonna be the Georgia Tech one or the South Florida, but also I think one of them is going to pull it off.
It might. But,
I think one of them is going to pull it off.
These why you get behind in these things every year.
It usually is.
These, I give you that. At least this time, the games are close. A lot of times,
right,
you'll go way out on a limb on one. Usually, it's Syracuse that gets you.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. Only ones I go out on a limb on were the Syracuse ones, and the rest of them I think were legitimate. They were battles, but the Syracuse was always wrong. I don't know why I got so fascinated with Syracuse, but I'm over it now. I'm over it. I promise you, I'm over it. Okay, Old Dominion and Vatech. Charlie went Vatech.
I got Virginia Tech.
I think we're all going to go Vatech just because
Old Dominion did give IU all they wanted on the road to start the season.
Yeah. Duke coming off a tough loss against Illinois. They got Tulane at Tulane.
So their quarterback is going back to play in his old stadium.
Yes, he's going back to his original stomping grounds.
And Tulane's new quarterback is playing just as well as he did when he was there.
Oh man, why are you doing this? Mr. Ward went Duke.
I'm riding the wave.
You riding the wave? That's your upset of the weekend?
Riding the wave. Is it that much of an upset?
Not really. It's yeah, not really. It's hard. It's Duke. It's Duke.
Right.
I'm either gonna have a solid record because I dared to pick the upsets, or I'm gonna get my doors blown off. But I'm gonna get on the wave with you. I can see Tulane winning that game for sure.
I definitely get.
For sure.
I can't believe they would play that game with that whole situation, but especially on the road.
Yeah.
What are they doing? What's Duke doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
In their schedules.
Somebody's got to do better. No, I'm sure we're all picking Boston College here, right? Nobody has faith in
no.
Stanford is so bad that the time difference doesn't even matter anymore. Like, they've eliminated that as even a factor. Yeah. So the time difference doesn't even matter anymore. Stanford has eliminated the time difference. It's that bad. Oh, it's that bad.
If you can hear me, I'm going SMU.
I can hear you. I can hear you, and I'm going to SMU as well. In a rebound game, but also it's Missouri State, so you know. Okay. Your Believe in the ACC pick this week. Am I missing a game? I feel like I'm missing a game. Oh, the Cali game. The Cali game. Where's the Cali game? Where is it? Did I pass it?
California?
Yeah. Did I pass it? They play somebody this weekend.
Because I know Louisville's on the bye week.
Yeah, Louisville's on the bye week this week, and they may be the only one this week.
Jeff Brom was not happy about that.
Really?
He hates bye weeks.
Well, I think, because when you start building some momentum, then I think, it's kind of frustrating to break that up. I know Cali's got a game this week. At least I thought they did. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, Minnesota. They play Minnesota. California and Minnesota.
Where is it?
So I apologize. They are at California. Both teams are 2-0. Minnesota's actually 2.5, 2.5 point favorite in that one. But I think that's the Big Ten of it all. Charlie went with Cali.
It's also the Californians played Oregon State and Texas Southern.
Right. That's a 9:30 Eastern start time, or 10:30 Eastern start time.
That's not. I mean, that's 8:30 from Minnesota.
No, it's 9:30 from Minnesota.
They're in the Central Time Zone, aren't they?
Right. So it would have been 9:30.
So it's if it's 10:30 Eastern. Yeah, 9:30.
Yeah, 9:30. Yeah. So that's late, man. I don't know.
They're college kids. Well, shit. Minnesota's played Buffalo and Northwestern State.
Charlie with Cali. Yeah, Charlie with Cal. You go with Cal.
I like Minnesota's coach a lot.
Oh yeah, I love him. He's awesome. Very motivational.
Won their first two games by a combined score of 83-10. But again, it's Buffalo and Northwestern State.
I gotta try to get a point back somewhere, depending on how bad this gets.
I'm going California.
Okay, I gotta try to get a point back somewhere, just depending on how bad all this gets. So I'm going Minnesota.
I think you're gonna be right.
Yeah, so I'm going Minnesota. All right. Believe in the ACC games of the week. We've got Arkansas and Ole Miss, which actually might be better than you might think it will be, because the Kentucky Ole Miss game was actually really good. Well, good in the sense that it was competitive, not
close. It wasn't good.
Right. Texas. He said it wasn't good. It was just close.
I watched.
It was competitive. Texas A&M and Notre Dame.
game.
Notre Dame cannot afford to lose that game, by the way. Georgia and Tennessee, which will be interesting. Tennessee is actually trending in the right direction with their new quarterback.
Both of their starting DBs are out.
Oh, well, that's not good. That's not good at all. I meant they were winning games, well and playing well, but I didn't know they had lost some players. Okay, so Georgia, I don't know what to make of Georgia because Georgia played 2 cupcakes to start the season. So they may be really, really good because they dominated both teams. So we'll see.
That's week 3 is generally when you start to see who's good because the first couple of weeks, just about everybody plays cupcakes. I mean, Louisville schedule, Georgia schedule. We just was talking about Minnesota. So now they actually start playing teams now.
Yeah. Florida's going to LSU, which is the game Charlie chose, Florida and LSU. And then Vanderbilt is playing South Carolina.
So many good games. That's what I was talking about.
South Carolina.
So many good games this week.
Yeah, it's some good ones.
That 4 box is going to be popping on Saturday.
No question. No question. Which way are you going on your... I was going to say I got to go safe, but there's no safety here. There's nothing.
Oh, there's a safety.
You think there's a safety?
I gave it to you.
The Florida LSU?
No,
Tennessee and Georgia?
Actually, Florida LSU is kind of a safe one, too.
I was going to say Florida LSU is safe, but Charlie took that one, which is why he got it in before me. I wish he had
He's a sneaky one, that Charlie Ward.
He's a sneaky one, that Ward. Because I can see Vanderbilt beating South Carolina.
I can
Although
too.
Lenore has been good, but I can see the experience of Pavia overshining the Sellers' athleticism.
Oh, so really good though. He's big. That's a big kid.
He is a huge kid. Yeah. I don't know much about Texas A&M. They seem to have played well, and Notre Dame.
Like you said, Notre Dame has to win this game.
Yeah.
Or do they though?
Yes.
Yes, the rest of their schedule is crap, but we've seen it. It doesn't matter when it comes to Notre Dame, and with it being a 12-team playoff, if they're not going to keep a 10-2 Notre Dame out of it.
No, because it's a TV show.
Right. So it's not a must win. It's really not a must win for Notre Dame. Now they can't lose any other games the rest of the season.
Well, but also this is if I'm not mistaken, I have to go back and look at the schedule for Notre Dame. I don't think they have a lot of opportunities to.
They don't. Boise State
set the world on fire. Yeah.
Maybe USC.
And we don't even know how good they are. They may or may not be good because UCLA is so bad.
Right.
So I don't know how good they are. And Notre Dame was off last week, right? So they've had time to kind of regroup a little bit. Notre Dame's got some tricky games on here. The Arkansas game might not be a cakewalk either. And they got to go to Arkansas.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very, very torn on this one. Which way are you going?
I'm going LSU over Florida.
Okay, you going LSU as well?
Mm-hmm.
We might all have to go LSU because I it's a safer pick.
Charlie picked that game.
Oh, that's right. He did. I'm sorry. You're right.
Let's spread it around. Let me go.
Yeah.
Let me go Georgia over Tennessee.
Georgia over Tennessee. Okay, that may be the next safest pick, actually. I'm stuck with the rest. I am upset heavy this week. Give me Vanderbilt's experience over Lenore Sellers' talent. I'll take Vanderbilt over South Carolina. Okay. All right. When we last met here on BLEAV in the ACC, informed you all that the Los Angeles Clippers were in a bit of hot water. Since we last met, that water has now turned to a full-on boil. Yesterday it was released by Pablo Torre because Steve Ballmer went on TV and said, we would never do anything like that. Our organization knows nothing about anything that's going on like that. And then Pablo says, fool, I have receipts. Which, by the way, we told you that he did. Mm-hmm. We told you. We said that here. He has receipts. He's not an idiot. He's a Harvard graduate. And he has receipts. And he produced those receipts.
And the amount of legal stuff that these companies like that go through before they release it, you have no idea. When that stuff comes out from a reputable place, they've done their due diligence legal wise.
Yes.
So, yeah, you can take it to the bank that what he's got is right.
It's right. And the Clippers got a lot of explaining to do because now the vice president of the Clippers' name is on a document saying that there was money transfer. I think it was $1.9 million.
Yeah. And I mean, it falls on so many people because it was so easy for them to get away. For one, why would you ever pay Kawhi Leonard that much money to be a spokesman when he doesn't talk?
He doesn't talk.
But then if you're Kawhi, literally, all you had to do is tweet something.
A tree. Tweet a tree and say hashtag aspiration. And this whole thing is done. But let me also bring up another part of this. And I had this thought yesterday when that story broke. By far, and without question, this is one of the dumbest scandals in the history of time. And here's the reason why. You circumvented the cap so you'd have more money to spend on other things. I get it. Because they're probably guilty. And what did you get for it?
Well, they circumvented the cap so they could get him in the first place. They weren't
right. That also is true. Right, also is true. But what did it get you? Nothing. You're no better today than when you started this foolishness. In fact, you can argue that you're a worse team from when you started this. Because there's no Paul George on your team. There's no Chris Paul left on your team. There's no, you're piecing together the pieces to try to continue to make this work in a brand new building that you probably overpaid for. And you haven't gotten.
At least they paid for it instead of the taxpayers. So
now that's good. We appreciate you not putting that burden on LA, especially LA in its current situation. But it has not helped you in any way, form, or fashion. So this is the most Clipper thing ever.
That's what I was going to say. At the end of the day, this was a Clipper thing.
This is the most Clipper thing ever. I will never understand that organization. I will never understand that organization.
And it's not talked about enough that they basically traded away an MVP and gave the Thunder a championship before they could win one. For Paul George.
Not just Paul George, and this is not shade. This is just reality and reporting the facts. You traded away an MVP for a guy coming off an ACL.
Yes, who has been injury prone his whole career. That's what you did, and it wasn't like Shea. Now we didn't see all of this coming from Shea, but Shea had a good rookie season for the Clippers. It wasn't.
He was coming off the bench playing very well.
Yes. I mean, I'll give him that you didn't see MVP coming, but you had a pretty darn good player.
Can you imagine where they might be?
It's not because it's not even a hindsight thing. Even then, people were like, "You're trading that for Paul George," but it was just to get Kawhi because Kawhi wouldn't have come to because Kawhi wanted Paul to play with Paul George.
Yeah.
But all of that, the whole Kawhi situation, the whole Paul George situation, because I got a feeling the NBA is going to end up voiding out the extensions that Kawhi got. That was his last extension.
100%.
Because I think that's the only punishment you can really go back and do. And so,
well, according to Adam Silver, he said, I can take draft picks. I can find. I can.
They don't have any draft picks. They gave them all to the Thunder. You can't punish the Thunder.
I mean, I guess he means draft picks in the 2040. I guess I don't know when these draft picks are coming, but whenever these draft picks are available, they won't have them. I guess. Listen, I don't think there's any way Adam Silver is going to be able to explain. He tried. God bless him. He tried his best to say, "Well, let's wait for this and wait for that." And Pablo was like, "Nah, more receipts." Mm-hmm. And if y'all keep talking crazy, I'll produce more receipts. Like he's ready. He is my man in Scarface. He's sitting at his desk with the guns, going, "I'm ready when you are." Yeah. So. Good luck to you, Steve Ballmer. I feel like it's not going to end well, but you tried it. So, by the way, the fact that you have plausible deniability makes it even worse.
He doesn't.
Well, but
plausible deniability.
And that's my point. You attempted to make it look like you did,
right?
Which makes it even worse because there's no way you didn't. You look so guilty now because it's the vice president. Are you trying to tell us you don't talk to the vice president?
Yeah, I already tried to tell us he hadn't talked to Kawhi. Since all this happened, he hadn't talked to Kawhi. Okay.
I'm surprised the internet hasn't dug up the receipts of him talking to Kawhi. I'm sure there are pictures of him somewhere at McDonald's or, because he's McDonald's.
He's talking to him over the phone, I'm sure. They're not gonna meet in person.
But fam, don't you know we can pull phone records? Okay. And by the way, even the phone records to Uncle Dennis are on somebody's phone.
Yeah, but you gotta go through subpoenas and all that stuff.
They're gonna get it. They're gonna bust
it because the federal government's involved now. Because the federal government doesn't care about them circumventing the NBA salary cap. They do care about the way that this company operates and the fraud, because there's a lot of fraud involved in there. I mean, this story is a lot bigger than just the NBA. This is a whole fraud thing going on.
And to your point, Kendrick, it's going to take some time to sort it all out. But when it's all sorted out, the Clippers are going to lose some stuff. It's going to happen. Just be patient. It's going to happen.
What are they going to lose? They might lose Kawhi. That'll be about it.
Maybe
nothing else to lose.
maybe they'll shut down that fancy lighting in the Intuit door. I don't know. I don't know what you take from them at this point. Life is taking more from them than the federal government ever could. So I don't know. I don't really know what to lose. But oh my God, it's so bad. Okay. I just find it a fascinating story. But anyway, WNBA playoffs this weekend should be exciting. Let me just say this about the Los Angeles Vegas. I was one of the fools that didn't understand that they are the chiefs of the WNBA, that you can never count them out. They have rattled off 16 straight wins. And I didn't realize they were that good. Like, they're that good. They are 16. And by the way,
all this Asia Wilson is walking out on that floor.
Listen.
Look.
and let's say that
lady is playing basketball. They are that good.
and I want to show respect to Nafisia Collier because she's had a 50, 40, 90 season. She's 53% from the floor, 40% from 3-point, 90%. She's had an MVP level.
She's MVP because Asia got hurt.
Last night?
No, earlier in the season.
I don't know if she is. I think that race is going to be closer than people think that it is.
It's going to be close because of the 16-game win streak.
Yeah.
But you also
they got the number 2 seed.
But you also got to factor in the voter fatigue.
Lord, please let.
Like LeBron deals with, like Jordan dealt with.
Yeah.
Like Shaq and all that. And you'll get even the Joker.
Yeah.
you'll get older fatigue. So I can see Nafisia getting, and it's no disrespect to her. 'Cause so I can see Nafisia getting, and it's no disrespect to her.
She had an amazing season.
But Asia Wilson, as long as that young lady steps on the court.
Well, let me say this. Let's pray to God that they give it to Nafisia, because I want Minnesota, Las Vegas in the finals, and I want an angry Asia Wilson. I want a disrespected Asia Wilson.
And I wouldn't mind seeing a disrespected Nafisia Collier.
That could be interesting too, because Nafisia is really good. Nafisia, unfortunately, is playing in the Asia Wilson era. Otherwise, I think we would know just how good she is. If you've watched the Minnesota Lynx play, and more specifically her, she is outstanding as a basketball player. Outstanding. There's nothing she can't do, except that she probably doesn't do it as well as with no shade. That's no shade. Asia is just one of one. She's one of one.
And let's give a shout out to the Minnesota Lynx management.
Yeah.
They are what a well-run organization is.
Yeah.
I mean, to lose Maya Moore and you follow that era up with the Nafisia Collier era.
Yes,
that is great management. So shout out to
that
them.
is very impressive. Very impressive. Major League Baseball is now watchable again. It's starting to get good. It's starting to get real good.
I mean, even the Reds are right there a couple games back from the wild card race. And they've got a guy you want to watch in Ellie De La Cruz.
Well, let me say this. My boys have caught up with 2 games back of the division. Houston, Seattle tied. We're 2 games back and trending in the right direction, playing really good baseball right now. So it looks like we can sneak into the wild card for sure. But also, I just had to give a flex, man. Listen, you got to give me this, because I've lived in futility with the Rangers for 20 plus years.
You ain't mentioned the Rangers since they won that World Series 2 years ago.
There wasn't a lot to cheer about last year. It was rough last year. I ain't gonna hold you. You're right. It was rough last year. It was rough. It was rough. But we got hurt. A lot of people got hurt, and it's the whole thing. But we're trending in the right direction. Now, not having Evaldi is bad. That's bad. That's really bad. So, postseason wise, obviously, I'm concerned.
Do you believe in the Brewers?
Well, we just swept them, so I don't know. I was expecting that to be a really hard series, and I'm thinking, okay, if we can just get 2 out of 3, or at least just get one, and
right now
we swept them.
You have more to play for right now than the Brewers do.
And maybe that's why we swept them, because maybe they took their foot off the gas. But do I believe in them?
It's hard for me too. I don't care. I know they've played the best baseball all season.
They have,
but it's the Brewers.
And technically, they got the best record, so
it's the Brewers.
They're not going to be favored in any series that they play.
Right, because the Phillies are there and the Dodgers are there.
They're not going to be favored. They're not.
Dodgers have been terrible since the All-Star break, but they're still the Dodgers, and they're still
the Dodgers.
Have the most talent.
And here's the thing about baseball.
Don't get me wrong. I'm rooting for the Brewers because I like to see the underdogs come up.
Always.
And honestly, they can use your Rangers as
the blueprint.
Because at the same time, at the same period 2 years ago, it's like, it's the Rangers though. It's the same thing. So,
and I say that as a Rangers fan. That's absolutely true. We were awful. The year before we won the championship, we were awful. So I don't know. I want to believe that the Brewers have what it takes, but it's a you got to prove it. Until you do it, you haven't done it.
Right.
And that's kind of where we are with the Brewers. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. But listen, all roads to the World Series in the National League lead through Milwaukee. So it's bratwurst and beer, and we'll see how it turns out. We will see how it turns out. Okay, so if you've been watching or following our show for more than an hour and a half, you know this is our Cowboys-Giants week. I've already expressed my thoughts. We have a chance, possibly, but
you do.
But also,
you have a better chance than you had the last 8 years that y'all have been losing to Dallas every season.
No, 13. Let's keep it a buck. I'm a realist. Dak has beat us 13 times in a row. I don't know how that has happened, but he has. Well, no, I do know how that's happened. We've been awful, just an awful situation. But we do have a chance this time. So we'll see.
You have a chance. I give my Cowboys. If we were picking the game, I'd pick my Cowboys just because they're at home.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get the crazy man involved more because he's already doing crazy stuff, Pickens. So I think you're going to see him get involved in the offense early and often.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of the ball, it's a crapshoot because New York's offense is bad. Dallas's defense they played okay. They couldn't stop the quarterback. And at Russell Wilson's age, he's not going to destroy you running the ball like Jalen Hurts did. And so that's why I give Dallas the defense the edge over the Giants' offense, even though neither unit has anything to hang their hat on. The Giants have Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
And then Dallas is Dallas. And so I give my Cowboys an advantage going into this game, but I'm not nearly as confident going into it as I have been in the past when playing the Giants.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what Russell's got to play better. And here's what's interesting. Last night the Packers Jordan Love is playing outstanding, efficient football. He's not lighting the world up, but he's not making any mistakes.
There's a confidence that you see on that team.
Yeah.
In these first two games, it's just different. Everything about it is just because they've been hyping up Jordan Love and the Packers for a couple of years now, but nobody believed in it. It's like the Brewers, but there is a confidence on that team. It just it jumps off the screen.
Well,
so I think they are going to be the Super Bowl champ. I don't like it because I'm not a Packers fan whatsoever.
Right, 100%. Right.
I do like what they're doing.
I'll say this. The thing that is most interesting about where they are now is that they step on the field, to your point, and Jordan Love looks settled. And that's the thing that I don't think anybody knew was going to happen with this Michael Parsons thing. The defense is better, and it looks like Jordan Love is saying, I don't have to do anything special to go win this game. Right. The only thing I got to do is not do anything stupid and make the plays when the plays need to be made. And my God, have they found a tight end in Tucker Kraft. Jesus, that man can catch anything. He was incredible last night. So I think they understand. Now, Jaden Reed being hurt.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah, that could be a big deal going down the stretch.
Probably hurts me more than the Packers. But
well, listen, if you took Jaden Reed, because Jaden Reed can play, but boy, him not being there could be a problem for a lot of fantasy owners. But anyway, we bring them up because the confidence of the Giants defense, Russell's got to realize, I just got to put us in the right plays at the right time and then take my shots when my shots are available to me, whether they be short or long. I know he wants to throw the long ball, but fam, it might not be there. So take what they give you, and just go be efficient and let the defense win the game for you. And if you do that, we got a shot. So we'll see. I would reluctantly, out of the respect of my fandom, pick the Giants in this game, but I'm not being confident is not even where I would even categorize this. That's not even the way I would categorize it. So anyway, all right, we are about to get out of here because we do shout outs all the time, and this is no different. Oh, no, I apologize. Before we get to shout outs, I don't know how I forgot this. Can't not ask you who you picking in the fight, Canelo and Bud.
I'm so excited for this fight. I've been waiting for this fight since they announced it, and then they moved it, and then all the goofy stuff when Canelo was flirting with Jake Paul. I'm glad this fight is finally here. I've been a Bud Crawford fan from day one. I respect Canelo a lot, and I do think the only reason why Floyd beat Canelo is because it was Canelo's first big fight.
Right.
I'm gonna lean Bud, and I think I really do think I'm leaning that way more out of fandom than anything. But I'm gonna lean Bud because I think Canelo's the bigger guy, but Crawford probably walks around at that weight anyway, so it's not that big of a jump in weight. And I think the speed of Crawford, I think, is gonna win out.
Let me be very clear. I am rooting for Bud. I am openly and actively rooting for Bud. I, too, am a massive Bud fan. I think Bud is an incredible fighter. He's just an incredibly smart fighter, and he's got the sweet combination of power and skill at that size. I was racking my brain to ask myself the question of, who has moved up 2 classes and had success? I could think of no one. The only person I could think of that moved up class in that I was going to say, the only person I could think of was Holyfield, but he moved up from light heavyweight to heavyweight. And so now he was phenomenal at heavyweight, as good as he was at heavyweight as he was at light heavyweight. So he did it. Bud, I'm praying that Bud is also of that same ilk. Because Bud is a, I hate to use the word killer under the current climate of our world, but Bud is a dominant fighter. And he also understands that when I've got you, I'm going to get you. I'm going to keep getting you. Yeah. So I'm praying that all of those things play into this match, this boxing match. Now, having said all of that, the history says Canelo's going to win.
Yeah,
and I think Canelo may have baited Bud. To be honest with you, there was a gnat that just randomly came, and I was like, "What are you doing?" So it just threw me off. Okay, I'm sorry. You weren't supposed to see that, Kendrick.
Okay, joke.
I know, right? It's an incredible podcast. I don't know why more people aren't listening, but I think Canelo may have baited Bud a little bit on this one because not many people move quicker at 25 pounds on him. Like, that's usually not a thing. And Bud looks phenomenal, by the way. He looks phenomenal.
He looks phenomenal. And like I said, Bud walks around at that weight. He loses weight to go down anyway. And the age factor.
Well, that's the part of it. Now, here's what I think has to happen. I think Bud has to not come thinking knockout, but think, I got to outbox this dude.
You got to outbox.
And if the knockout is available, I'll take it. But what I am going to do is show you I'm a more skilled fighter than you. If he approaches it that way, then he's got a more than applicable,
That's his chance. The only thing is, Canelo's extremely skilled too.
That's
why I love this fight, because these are extremely skilled fighters. I'm also excited because we actually have a good fight, because the good fighters don't fight each other anymore.
Right. That's the other thing. Are you doing fight party? Are you just in the house?
Yeah. I'm having the fellas over. Yeah.
I got.
Tomorrow I'm grilling all day, watching football in preparation for the fight on. Whenever it goes off, because it's in Vegas, so no telling when time
there's no telling when time. Yeah, me and the cuz are getting together. Shout out to my cuz. We getting together and we gonna watch the whole fight. I'm trying to convince Mama Noise to go watch the fight with me. She's her dad. Fun fact: her dad was her stepfather was a boxer for a while. He was pretty good too. So Golden Gloves of Louisville. She just announced to me. So there you go. So. So she understands the sweet science. So I really want
to myself this weekend. So it's
you really ball out.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the fellas only. Leave your girls at home because my girl ain't here. Leave your girls at home. And
right.
We're gonna just sit here and ball out and watch the fights.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good fight. I can't wait. like I said, it's the rare we get both guys in their prime fight, because that doesn't happen a lot in boxing. I wish we could get some heavyweights again, because
as much as Dana White irks me, and it irked me to see him at the weigh-in yesterday.
Yeah.
At least in the UFC, you get the fights that you want to get.
You get the fights. He gives you the fights.
You have a commissioner, and everything's under one umbrella for the most part. And
yeah.
I wish boxing. It's too many belts. We need to get it all under one organization. It'll never happen because boxing's too stubborn.
Right.
Get it all under one umbrella and get the fights that we need to get.
100%. It needs a massive overhaul. So, but it should be an amazing. This is shaped up to be an amazing weekend of sports. So get as they say, get your popcorn ready. Get somewhere where you can be comfortable, because it's going to be a good one. Okay, who you shouting out this weekend, my brother?
I'm shouting out. We was talking about Major League Baseball. I'm shouting out my two favorite Major League Baseball players from the area, Dalen Lyle and Joe Adell. Dalen Lyle of the Washington Nationals. I think he leads all rookies in triples this season, and he didn't come up until I think June or July. And then wow. Joe Adell is having the season of a lifetime. He's having his best season. He's been at the Angels organization for 4 or 5 years now, and he's having the best season of his career. He's got over 30 home runs this year, and he's having a great year. And so shout out to those two guys. And both incredibly nice guys. And I've known Dalen since he was a sophomore, junior year in high school, and I've known Joe Adell since his senior year in high school. So shout out to them, and great seasons. If only the rest of their teammates could join them so that they can make a playoff push. But those two are having phenomenal seasons this year.
I want to shout out, even in their loss, the University of Louisville women's volleyball team. This Texas team looks like the best team in the nation. They look good. And by the way, Marcus Spears' daughter, my God, do they just have a rule in their house where they don't produce anything but like 5-star talent? Because
her little brother's the number one recruit in the country.
Number one recruit in Texas. I mean, they look. She's a beast, boy. She is incredible.
And fun fact: the Bunton kid for Texas, she went to Manual.
Is that right? Wow.
I tell you who her dad's Bill Bunton, and her uncle is Cephas. They played at Western Kentucky. Cephas Bunton.
Oh yeah, God, I ain't heard that name in years. Gee whiz. Okay,
well, she's got. Cephas had hops. I mean, he had hops that go against anybody playing today. Cephas
listen,
top of the backboard.
Their squad is long. They are, and I mean long in the sense of not just being tall, but they got long arms. Like a couple of girls, they stand at the net and their hands look like they're long, man. They got a squad. They're gonna be tough to beat. Yeah. They're gonna be tough to beat. But I'm loving.
And Louisville had them.
I was gonna say Louisville had them, and I think they let one slip, but I think they learned a lot in the loss. So it's going to serve them well, because it's going to be another tough ACC year. Like Pitt's going to be good.
It's good, and Louisville has a new coach, and so it's
a learning curve. Yeah.
But you can see it though. You can see
Louisville's going to be right there. They're going to be right there in the conversation at the end. So I wanted to give them the shout out. Even in the loss, they played extremely well. So okay, all right. That's it. That's all we got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. We definitely enjoyed giving it to you. We're inching closer to the Press and Pros premiere. Some interesting stuff went down trade wise. Malcolm Brogdon to New York is interesting. It's interesting.
Never understood why that dude never sticks anywhere.
I don't know either. Because it seems like every time he gets ready to ask for his money, somebody's trading him, and so then it's weird. But yeah. But listen, just enjoy your weekend. It's gonna be fun. I got all the stuff I need for my weekend already. I'm ready to go.
I'm going.
I cannot
off here.
Yes, I cannot wait. You know what? It's been good. Enjoy your weekend. Cue the whistle. The whistle.